There are a few different ways to make Romanian sausages, and this is just one of them. It's my version, cold smoked, gently cured, and made with simple spices and pork. You'll find the full list of ingredients and exact quantities in the description, so you can easily follow along. Let me show you how. Before anything else, I lightly toast the peppercorns and caraway seeds over high heat for a few minutes, just until they become fragrant. Then I grind them together with the mustard seeds and mix everything in a large bowl. As for the garlic, I simply turn it into a paste. Choosing the right meat is very important. You want pork with at least 25% fat content. Otherwise the sausages will turn out dry. Pork neck or pork belly are your best options here. I run the meat through the grinder using the coarse blade, then add the spices and the garlic. One optional ingredient that I like to use is shiokoji, a salted fermented Japanese marinade made from koji rice. It helps tenderize the meat and adds a very subtle sweetness. You don't really taste it directly, it just rounds things out. I use it quite often in the kitchen, even when baking bread, and I have a separate video showing you how to make it from scratch, if you're interested. You'll find the link in the description. Mixing everything together can be done by hand if you're working with a small amount of meat, but I prefer using the paddle attachment on my stand mixer to speed things up. It just makes life easier. Making sausages also require two extra special things. The first is a sausage machine. The one I'm using was made by my grandfather decades ago, and it's so sturdy it will probably last decades more. The second is sausage casing, usually made from animal intestines, although artificial casings are also available. The ones I'm using here are pork intestines, heavily packed in salt, so they need to be rinsed thoroughly to remove the salt and rehydrate them. Before filling, I always check the casings for holes by inflating them or running some water through them. If I find any leaks, I cut the section off. If I skip this step and the casing doesn't rupture during filling, that tiny hole can later allow bacteria to reach the meat and spoil it. So yeah, this step matters. After adding a little water to the nozzle, I slide the casing on and tie a knot at the end. The water helps the casing move smoothly while filling. Otherwise, it tends to stick and the casing might break. While filling, I control how much the casing is filled by gently pinching the nozzle. Once a sausage reaches the length I want, I give it 2 or 3 twists in one direction to separate it from the next. For the following sausage, I twist it in the opposite direction. This alternating twist keeps the previous links from unraveling as I continue filling. It's quite common for the casing to rupture at least once. When that happens, the solution is simple. I end the sausage string there, cut it short and tie a knot. When all the sausages are done, I spread them out on a tablecloth and wipe off any surface moisture. Then I let them air dry for 24 hours. This step is important because if there's moisture on the surface, smoke won't stick properly, and you really want that smoke to do its job here. Smoking is straightforward, 3 to 4 hours a day for 4 days, followed by an extra 24 hours so any excess smoke can dissipate. Just make sure the ambient temperature stays below 10 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Fahrenheit. That part is non-negotiable. I prefer cold smoking for this, but hot smoking is also an option. I won't go into details about building a cold smoke generator here because I already covered that in a previous video where I made cured pork neck. You'll find that link in the description as well. At this point, the sausages are essentially done. You can freeze them now if you want, but I like to let them cure and air dry further over the next 10 days in my pantry. They change quite a bit during this time. This is how they look after those 10 days. You can eat them as they are, but I like to score them and give them a quick fry to wake up the flavor. As for the casing, I don't mind it. Once cooked, It adds a nice bit of crispiness. If you prefer to remove it, here's a simple trick. Don't try to peel it off dry. Instead, rinse the sausage or dip it in water for about 10 seconds to hydrate the casing, then slice it with a knife and it should peel right off. Much easier that way. Finally, I vacuum seal and freeze them for long-term storage. That way, they're ready whenever I feel like having sausages. I like to serve them with buttery garlic mushrooms, mashed potatoes and crunchy pickles, or with fries and a yogurt garlic sauce. My favorite way though is with a soft boiled egg, tomato, bell pepper, green onion and a slice of toasted sourdough bread. Simple but hard to beat. And that's it! Smoked Romanian sausages. If you try making them, let me know in the comments how they turned out and whether you like them. If you did, consider leaving a like and subscribing so you don't miss future recipes. Or check out one of my other videos, you might find something you like. Until next time, bye!